Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today we're venturing into a really original landscape, I think. A narrative from Viridia 7.
hmm
Imagine trees, right? But they don't just stand there, they actually hold memories.
Yeah, memories you can extract, this stuff called Memorysap.
Exactly. Memorysap, it's a neuroactive substance, and the idea that you can just tap into the past like that, it raises a lot of questions.
Oh, absolutely. Like, what even is memory then? Is it a gift? Is it something else?
Right, a gift or maybe a curse. That's kind of the central theme we want to dive into today, exploring this memory sap and, well, the whole chain of events it kicks off.
It's a fascinating setup, and you get that duality straight away.
Hmm.
Memorysap, it's valuable, people trade it, but there's this undercurrent, this danger.
And we see that through Lira Vonn.
Lira Vonn, she's a class 2 harvester. So think of her as a professional, essentially mining these memories.
Okay.
And she has these sap scars, the narrative calls them. They're like a physical record of the memories she's harvested, experienced, really.
Huh. Each scar a memory consumed. It makes you think, doesn't it? Turning experience into a commodity.
It really does. And the memories themselves, they're not always these grand historical moments.
No, the source mentions quite mundane stuff,
Yeah.
right? Little fragments of everyday life sitting alongside, I don't know, a hunter's last breath or a kid's dream.
Exactly. It gives you a sense of the sheer volume of life these trees must absorb. Just soak it all up.
But then you get the flip side, Lyra reliving a drowning, viscerally.
Oof. Yeah.
It's not just data, it's the whole sensory overload, the emotion. Makes you wonder, if you could tap into any memory, would you actually want to risk that?
That's a key point. It's unfiltered, raw.
No context, no editor.
Precisely. It's the raw data stream of a life.
Hmm.
And that lack of control, not knowing what you'll get, that's presented as a huge risk. Do we need distance, maybe, to really understand the past?
So then we get to this turning point. Lyra finds this unusual tree. Quadrant D9.
Right, the description is really vivid. It stands out.
Yeah, tall, wide obsidian bark, and this white sap. It pulses, apparently.
And then her grid implant, her tech, it flags it
Unregistered species detected.
and labels it a virgin memory bank.
That phrase, virgin memory bank, it sounds so potent, doesn't it? Untouched.
It immediately suggests something pure, like an archive no one's ever accessed before, like finding, I don't know, an unopened ancient scroll.
So her decision then to harvest it anyway, against protocol.
It says a lot, doesn't it? The pull of the unknown, the potential for a massive discovery or profit.
Yeah, that tension between the rules and the exceptional
Definitely.
and this white sap. Wow. The description, a single drop could contain an hour.
A full vial.
Yeah.
Days,
The
years.
sheer density of memory packed in there, you can almost feel the weight of it.
Mhm.
So she takes back to camp, gets ready to, take
Yeah.
a dose, and this is where things get really weird.
Completely unexpected. Yeah, what she experiences, it's nothing like the other saps.
How so?
Well, instead of just watching, like observing a memory, she's in it, totally immersed,
So less observation, more participation.
or even merging. Her own sense of self just blurs. She becomes entangled with this other consciousness.
Elarion, warden of eons.
That's the one. And the setting is incredible. This temple of light filled with fractal glyphs.
Fractal glyphs. Interesting. Suggests complex patterns, maybe something mathematical deep down?
Could be. But the point is, it's not just accessing a memory file. It's a full-on consciousness merge.
And who is Elarion? Turns out she's not just some random person from the past.
Not even close. She's one of the Celestis, beings who, get this, evolved from dying stars.
Wow. Okay.
And their purpose.
Yeah.
Seeding thought across the cosmos. Cultivating species. Using these memory trees as preservation vessels.
Preservation on a cosmic scale, it puts our own little worries in perspective, doesn't it?
It really does. And there was a reason for this preservation effort. A threat.
Right. This shadow from the breach between brains.
Yeah, it sounds terrifying. Something that feeds on thought, on identity itself. It erases stories, devours whole civilizations.
So the memory trees weren't just passive recording devices, they were a defense, a survival strategy.
A desperate, ingenious one. Think about it. Protecting knowledge, identity, from something that consumes it. Brains probably suggests higher dimensions, a threat beyond normal reality.
It's a powerful idea. The fragility of stories, of civilization itself.
And the lengths you'd go to protect that. So Elarion fights this shadow, gets wounded.
Then her final act.
She embeds herself, her consciousness, into the root network of Viridia 7. Encodes her memories, her essence, into the trees.
Wow. Becoming part of the planet's ecosystem to survive. That's quite the sacrifice, a unique form of legacy.
Absolutely. And the immediate fallout for Lyra is just as dramatic. She wakes up violently,
The neural harness she uses, it's malfunctioning.
fried, basically. And then she has this physical reaction that's just
Yeah.
impossible. Vomiting bile the color of starlight.
Starlight colored bile. Okay, that's definitely not normal.
Not remotely. It's a visceral sign she's tangled with something way outside human experience. And her grid confirms it contamination alert. It suggests the sap isn't just data,
It's active, maybe even sentient.
or at least has this incredibly potent, transformative quality. Something alive.
And then she tries to report it, right? But it goes nowhere.
Nope. Records wiped. The god tree itself just vanishes. Gone.
But Lyra isn't the same. She's changed profoundly.
Haunted by these alien memories. Dreaming in lost languages. Feeling the weight of light, whatever that means.
That blurring of identities we talked about, her and Elarion, it's happening.
It's a core theme now. How deeply experiences can reshape us, especially experiences from something so other. Is identity even fixed?
What happens when you get intertwined like that?
Exactly. And it's not just Lyra. Psychonomics shows up. The authorities, drawn by the energy spike, the anomaly.
And they find an abandoned camp.
Abandoned camp, yeah. Half-filled vials of the white sap, a charred neural harness. But the effects are spreading.
This is where it goes planetary almost.
It really broadens out. Other harvesters are going mad, having prophetic visions, speaking in tongues.
Signs of the system overload, trying to process Elarion's consciousness.
Seems like it.
Oh.
And the forest itself is acting strangely. Trees shifting, tech malfunctioning. It points towards this deep interconnectedness, like a planetary consciousness stirring.
A sentience in the ecosystem we just didn't see.
Uh-huh. And maybe the most disturbing part, the sap itself. It starts interacting, learning.
So it's not just playing back memories anymore.
No, it's becoming active, responsive, dynamic. That changes everything. We're not just accessing the past. Something new is emerging from it.
Which leads to that massive realization, Viridia 7 isn't just a forest.
It's a vault, a sanctuary, holding the consciousness of this ancient race, the Celestis.
And the memory isn't just a record.
It's a seed, potential for revival. It completely reframes what the harvesters were doing, doesn't it? Were they just exploiting a resource?
Or unknowingly jump-starting
Yeah.
a resurrection.
And Lyra embodies this transformation. She's merging with Elarion, losing her fear in this flood of ancient memory.
She starts communicating with the forest, planting new trees.
Yeah, like she instinctively knows their vessels. She's not a harvester anymore. She's a conduit, a facilitator for this return.
Her whole motivation shifts from profit to purpose, driven by this merged identity.
A total reorientation, embracing this huge responsibility.
Meanwhile, Psychonomics does the bureaucratic thing.
Pretty much. Declared unstable, pullback operations. Too chaotic, too risky for them.
But that vacuum creates an opening, right? For the fringe groups.
Always does. Scientists trying to understand it, mystics looking for enlightenment, radicals maybe seeing an opportunity.
Classic scenario. When the establishment backs away from the unknown, others rush in.
Drawn to the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
They call the place the Whisper Woods now. And there are legends of a woman in black bark armor.
With star-like eyes. Lyra, presumably, taking on this mythical status.
Seems like it.
And the story closes on such a poignant note. This orphan child arrives at the forest edge.
Lost, looking for her mother.
And Lyra's response, no, but I remember her.
Wow. Yeah, that hits hard.
It suggests this continuity, doesn't it? Connection beyond lifetimes, an embrace of the future, even if it's uncertain and leaves you thinking.
It really does. An awakened planetary consciousness, merging identities, memory as this living, transformative force. It challenges everything.
What does it mean for a whole planet to remember?
And what happens when those memories start actively shaping what comes next? That's the question it leaves you with.